rising in Middle Tennessee, and also hospital capacities are being closely monitored. Now that involves helping patients continue their recovery at home instead of the ICU. News 2's CB Cotton explains how Vanderbilt is doing it.
For the first day, the physical therapist come into the ICU unit, got me out of bed, and it was all I could do to take 4 steps away from the bed.
I couldn't swallow without my whole body fighting it, basically.
Just 2 of the thousands of COVID-19 patients that have been treated at Vanderbilt during the ongoing pandemic. For every patient that makes their way in, Vanderbilt hopes to get them out and on the road to recovery. The hospital is doing it through their Vanderbilt COVID to Home program.
So talk to me about why it's so important for patients who've had a serious bout with COVID-19 to have this continued care beyond their stay within a Vanderbilt facility.
Back in the early start of the pandemic, Vanderbilt had realized there might be a need for follow-up care for patients who are in the hospital.
That care, a team of nurse practitioners and home health nurses that do telehealth or in-person visits for COVID-19 patients once they're discharged from the hospital.
Lots of these patients go home with oxygen. They have other comorbidities that put them at risk for having to be rehospitalized.
Mary Walden, a 37-year nurse practitioner, does virtual patient appointments.
I've had telehealth visits with patients that are in Alabama. I've had a telehealth visit with patients in Tennessee and Kentucky.
Some of the sickest patients that are battling the novel coronavirus require the healthcare providers that do in-person visits.
They usually cluster their patients one every 2 hours so that they have time to change and clean.
Since mid-March, Vanderbilt has monitored more than 1,500 COVID-19 patients from home, freeing space at the hospital.
It keeps them from having to be rehospitalized or to get worse problems.
For News 2, I'm CB Cotton.
Rutherford County tonight now joining the list of Middle Tennessee counties requiring the public to wear masks. We went to Rutherford County today to see what people are saying about it.
I'm pretty much opposed to it. I don't think they do a lot of good, but I guess if we have to wear one, I'll have to wear one.
I don't know. I just worry about people and their safety, and this virus is nothing to truly play with.
I think if you can social distance, I think it's okay.
Be Rutherford responsible. Starting Wednesday, people will have to wear a mask in public spaces. This after Governor Bill Lee gave individual counties the authority to mandate masks. Rutherford County Mayor Bill Ketron says masks are critical to stop the spread, but not everybody agrees.
I don't think it does anything. I mean, most people, they wear them under their chins anyway.
Today, we spoke with Murfreesboro Mayor Shane McFarland. He says the city has seen a steady rate of cases since April, something he hopes will change come fall.
Especially with 22,000 students coming back to MTSU, with our schools getting to come back, I think we need to do everything we possibly can, and this is one of those things I think as a community that we're hoping will help.
Local mayors say it's time to take action. One man agrees. He says he worries about the safety of his family, friends, and neighbors.
I work in a pharmacy every day, and I just worry about not me getting sick, but me just being able to transfer it to somebody because of not being able to wear a mask, and most people are not wearing a mask. I just feel like they're heightening the risk of spreading it. So with everybody being mandatory, I feel like it's a good thing.
So here's what you need to know. The order goes into effect Wednesday at midnight. Those exempt from it are children under 2 or people with medical conditions. Rutherford County now encouraging people to join a new movement, to post signs or take a picture with the hashtag Rutherford Responsible, to encourage others to protect their neighbors.
We all have to work together, and that's what's going to help us get through this pandemic.
And worth noting, no word yet on how the mask mandate will be enforced, if at all. Okay, mask orders in several counties are now in effect. Montgomery County's order, which requires a mask or face covering in public, that went into effect midnight. A similar order is also in place now in Wilson County. The mayor there, Randall Hutto, says he decided to mandate masks after seeing an increase in cases. To Wilson County, where they now have more than 1,600 cases of COVID-19. In terms of school in the fall, Rutherford County will offer classroom learning as well as a remote option. We're learning this tonight as school is set to start August 10th. Leaders are still in the process of finalizing safety protocols. Administrators talked about that again tonight, acknowledging the fluid nature of parts of the plan. That includes mask wearing, a topic still being debated.
However, it may look different in the very beginning. And keep in mind, we've said this many times and we'll say it again, we are consistently looking at the data, and as the data tells us what's going on, we will make changes to the plan accordingly. We do know that wearing a mask all day is challenging, and we don't expect that. There will be those breaks that we talked about, and that goes back to what we discussed earlier about what the school looked like in the beginning.
We're seeing this in a lot of districts. The framework for reopening has been approved, but the district is expected to make a final determination tomorrow night on face coverings in school and also on buses. There will be exceptions for staff and students who cannot wear masks because of medical issues. Across Tennessee, the health department has confirmed more than 1,600 cases of COVID-19 today. More than 400 of those are from Davidson County. 4 new deaths are confirmed also in the past 24 hours, bringing a total of 847 deaths since the pandemic began. So far, almost 45,000 patients have recovered out of almost 80,000 total cases. Of course, the pandemic is hitting Tennessee businesses too. In fact, today we learned that Bellevue Diner, it will close tomorrow. In a Facebook post, management saying the restaurant just won't make it through these hard times. The Humphreys County Nursing Home announced today it will suspend outdoor visitation immediately because of the rise in cases. Families will still be able to communicate with their loved ones via video chat as well as closed window visits. All right, the tornado.